everyone. I'm Nicole Zarilla, and welcome to the very first remote show of Montclair News Lab. During this virus, we will be reporting from our homes, bringing you news and keeping you up to date on what life is like right now. First, we head over to our friends at WMSC. Stephen Rombolo and AJ Malillo take us on an exclusive interview with an MSU student who is recovering from COVID-19.
This is the Sons of Liberty. I'm AJ Malillo.
I am Stephen Rombolo.
I just heard the join of a very important guest, Miss Sophia Gianniscoli. How are you doing?
Hi, I'm good.
During this time, unfortunately, Miss Gianniscoli's dad was tested positive for the coronavirus. And if I'm not mistaken, did you also get tested, or are you just self-quarantining?
I did get tested, yeah.
Did the doctors give you any indication of how long you may have had it prior to being tested?
So my parents went on a trip to Utah, and a bunch of people in Utah were all getting diagnosed at the same time, which was when they got back. So they got back on a Sunday. I got to Virginia on a Monday. My dad started showing symptoms the day I got here. So then my stepmom started showing symptoms, and then I was a couple days behind them.
What were your first symptoms, if you had them at all?
Started with sinus pressure and headaches. I then developed some soreness in my throat, along with a slight cough.
Obviously, your parents are older. How are they doing? Was their symptoms worse, your father and stepmother?
My dad is the oldest of all of us. So he was definitely sick the longest. It hit him the hardest. Overall, one of the biggest symptoms all three of us had was severe fatigue. We were all pretty much bedridden for at least 3 days that we were all sick. It's so overwhelming.
That being said, let's talk a little bit about the test, because it looks kind of scary. How does it feel?
So I was very nervous going into the test because I had seen all these videos online and heard a lot of people were it hurts so bad, it's terrible, it's the worst feeling in the world. So I was kind of freaking out. It really wasn't that bad. It's a very small Q-tip thing, and they just kind of stick it in your nose and twist it around, and then that's it.
After you got tested and it came back positive, was there anything that the doctors recommended that you do?
My stepmom and I both took Plaquenil, that malaria drug that everybody's been talking about. So we both took that. I think she was on it for 6 or 7 days.
If you have any last words of advice for anyone, please let them know now.
Please practice social distancing. It's so important. I know it's the thing everyone's talking about. Wash your hands, disinfect your takeout boxes before you touch them, and relax.
Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you.
I'm Elena Plumser, and something I have found challenging is finding a job after graduation. But what's even harder is not knowing what lies ahead in our careers these days. I reached out to 3 television and digital media alumni who graduated in 2019 to see how they're doing with their careers during this crisis. Victoria Ballinger is a production associate at a major broadcasting network in New York. She's been there since September 2019 and still goes in each day during this hectic time.
They've made it a point to say, hey, listen, keep your distance, wipe down your desks, here's some Lysol wipes, just try to keep everything clean as best as you can.
Much has changed, especially her commute from South Jersey.
There's absolutely no traffic whatsoever. The trains are empty. Yesterday on my commute back home, I was the only person on the train car in the subway, which was super weird, and that's never happened to me before.
Her family is concerned about her going to the epicenter of the outbreak.
It's, it is a scary thought.
Christopher Dean is in a different situation. After graduating in December 2018, he's been working a little over a year for Major League Baseball in Secaucus, New Jersey, and has been put on a pause since March 12th.
We got an email late that night saying, don't come in Friday, and going forward, the next 2 weeks, we will keep you posted, but stay home. And those who can work from home will work from home. But other than that, don't come in. If unfortunately I lose my job, hopefully collect unemployment while I search for a new job.
Sahada Jones is in a similar situation. She just started a freelance job with MSNBC in New York in February.
So I was only there for about 3 weeks until they kind of sent us home and was like, we don't know when you guys will be back or if we're going to need you after that, because I was freelance.
But she does have another job at Best Buy.
My mom hates that I am working during Corona. She tells me all the time, like, if you feel any symptoms, you can't come home for 15 days because I don't want to get sick. Best Buy offers us gloves, so we all wear gloves. We have to wipe down for every shift that you work.
It's a tough time for all, especially those starting out in the world. For Montclair News Lab, I'm Elena Plumser.
I think an aspect of our everyday life that will change after the conclusion of COVID-19 is definitely how much we appreciate just human interaction. I think for a while now we've been on our phone watching Hulu, Netflix, and that's gotten tiring. So I think when we're able to go outside and be with our friends, we're gonna put a pause on technology for quite some time.
Following the COVID-19 pandemic, people are going to be a lot more cautious. I think they're going to hear someone sneeze or cough and get really nervous thinking that they might have the virus or that the virus is going to come back.
I feel like our world will change drastically. A lot of businesses would be taking a lot of precautions on how to prepare themselves next time something like this could happen.
When the pandemic is over, I think life is going to be different in terms of shopping. People will be shopping a lot more online, whether it's through Amazon or stores with their own individual apps that they have.
And if you need some words of encouragement during these times, just remember,
we
are all in this together.
What's up, everybody? My name is Taylor Risley from Montclair News Lab. Today is Tuesday, March 24th, and I am residing on a nearly empty campus right now due to the coronavirus pandemic. Once all of this really happened, the university decided to take precautions and move all of their classes online, and all of the students who were able to go home that resided on campus were strongly encouraged to do so. However, being that some students either work on campus or can't go home at this time, they were able to fill out a request form to remain on campus. So I personally have a job on campus, so I will be residing here for the remainder of the semester. So this week I'm going to be giving you guys a look at my life as one of very few residents left on campus. So since I'm spending the majority of my time alone here in my dorm room, I might as well show you guys where it is that I hang out. So let's take a look. We got my bed, my tripod set up, my classroom right over here, all my friends hanging out on the wall. Spent a lot of time here in class. My calendar of all the events that I'm no longer attending. And then my favorite is my lovely view that I wake up to every single morning. So this is my humble abode. I'm currently filming a TikTok video because I have absolutely nothing better to do in my life, and I'm trying to learn how to dance, but I was using the soap as a prop, and I wanted to remind you all to make sure you guys are washing your hands and staying safe, because that's good for you. Now we're gonna dance. I posted that TikTok. I'm now gonna send it to my mom because she always hypes me up. Thanks, Mom. But that's absolutely all I got for today. I'm going to bed, and I'm gonna catch you guys tomorrow. What's up, everybody? Today is Wednesday, March 25th. I just woke up. I'm not gonna tell you what time it is because it's ridiculously late, and you're all probably gonna judge me, but that's fine. I have a meeting in a little bit, and I have class later tonight. And in between, I guess we're gonna try to be productive, get some stuff done. But first, we're gonna have to get ready for the day, and I'll see you in a little bit. Hello, everyone.
Hello. Hey.
How are you all feeling in this current time?
I'm okay. Only.
I would like to do Pixar for 400. I just had class after my Zoom conference, and I'm absolutely over it today, so I'm gonna go watch a movie and go to bed, so I'll catch you guys later. What's up, y'all? Today is Friday, March 27th. I just got back from Edgewater. My friend and I drove over there to take a walk by the skyline. Super nice, super refreshing. Only other thing I did today was I struggled doing a puzzle and then I got frustrated and gave up, so we don't really have to talk about that. I will be residing on campus for the remainder of the semester, so I'm going to catch you guys next time. And until then, I'm Taylor Risley from Montclair News Lab.
I'm Stephen Vasquez, here with the director of the School of Communication and Media at Montclair State University, Dr. Keith Strudler, here to talk about how the School of Communication has been forced to change due to the coronavirus outbreak. Thank you for joining me today.
Absolutely.
Let's start off with, how is the School of Communication and Media handling the transition to online classes?
I think we've handled this incredibly well, and I'm really proud of all of the faculty. I'm really proud of all of the students. I'm really proud of all of our staff and our advisors. I think, as a school, we didn't have a whole lot of a footprint in online education. And some of that is historical, and some of that is because so much of our classes are traditionally studio-based and hands-on instruction, and even ones that probably didn't have to be. That was just kind of the orientation, I suppose, of our school. With that said, I have been just incredibly impressed at how people creatively thought of different ways to teach, maybe not exactly the same skills, but similar skills and equally important skills using the tools that they had available with them in their home environments. But I think perhaps of equal and maybe even greater importance is that we have stopped in some ways becoming reliant on the technology. And I think we always think of ourselves in our school as these are our studios and these are our cameras and this is how we do things, and gone back to the basics and said, the basics here are really storytelling, right? Using tools to help us to tell dynamic stories. But sometimes we get lost in the tools, and we have such great equipment and such great facilities that it's easy to do. In many ways, this has probably made us better at our craft and probably will help guide the way that we teach in the future, because you start to realize that in the end of the day, it's not inherently about the technology. It's inherently about the story. And so I think one of the silver linings of doing this is it is really kind of allowed and encouraged all faculty and students to really break this down to the most basic of our craft.
That being said, how do you think this whole situation will impact the media industry now that they have proven that they can produce entire shows without having too many people in the actual building?
So I think this is something that was a long time in coming. And I think this is something you've heard a lot of us talking about in the school is, hey, what you might be seeing in the classroom may not reflect necessarily even what you're going to see in the industry. And for a long time, there has been kind of this push towards let's streamline and let's produce more content with fewer people, right? So I think a lot of that was going to be driven by AI and artificial intelligence and some of the tools that we're starting to use, in the Red Hawk Sports Network, and increasingly you'll see around the school. But I think I wouldn't look at this event as the thing that will drive that kind of drastic change in how we produce content, although this may be that moment and that impetus to do it. I think that's been a long time in coming. And I think, again, one of the silver linings of this is it's now kind of forcing us to re-examine the model. And I think obviously content creators and networks and producers have long been thinking about ways that they can do it. And this has just kind of forced them to kind of turbo drive that process. So I think, again, this is positioning us well. And I understand for a lot of you who are going to be entering the industry, you might be thinking, well, how does this change what I'm going to do? I think if you can all focus on learning how to tell dynamic stories using a range of tools as opposed to being good at a tool, I think you'll be very well positioned.
Thank you for your time.
Absolutely.
I'll let you get back to your kids.
All right. Thanks. Have a good one.
You too.
Bye.
Follow us on social media on Instagram and Facebook at Montclair News Lab, on Twitter at MSU News Lab, and catch up with us on our website, montclairnewslab.tv, for more. From everyone at Montclair News Lab, stay safe and keep washing your hands. I'm Nicole Zarilla. See you next time. I'm gonna go get something to eat. For more information, visit covid19.nj.gov. To learn more about relief efforts, visit the New Jersey Pandemic Relief Fund website at njprf.org.